How's it going, everybody? Starwin here, back again with another 2018 speedrun submission. This time around, we'll be focusing on Silent Hill Homecoming, 80% New Game Plus. Silent Hill Homecoming is kind of the oddball of Silent Hill speedruns. It utilizes a huge game-breaking glitch called wall clipping in order to do large sequence breaks in the game. The first clip, for example, will skip 60% of the game. So, comparatively to like the original Silent Hills, like Silent Hill 1 through 4, those games will focus on movement, you know, where enemies are, menuing, stuff like that. But this game, its main focus is getting clips as fast as possible. So, I'm going to go ahead and jump in. Also, just to let you know, the game does get dark sometimes. The brightness is all the way up, but it does get kind of dark. What do I feel like? What do I feel like today? We'll keep it classy. So, we have an unskippable cutscene right here, so we'll just go ahead and let that play out. Time doesn't really start until the first QTE.
Where's my squad? Are they here? Did they make it?
Anybody like Jacob's Ladder?
Hey, talk to me. Say something. Oh, God. Oh, God! Hey, what are they doing? What's going on there? Hey, where are you taking me? No! Hey! No! Where am I? Hey, what is this place? Hey, where are you taking me? No! Where am I, man? Hey, wait. Where are you going?
Already.
Don't leave me here!
It is time. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you Alex Shepard, our hero for the next 30 minutes. Recently discharged from the army, he is now heading home to find his younger brother. And here we go. What's really funny is if you mash on the QTEs too quick, they'll break. Like the reticule will go away, and sometimes can cost you a run, especially if you're doing a part that has an instant kill QTE.
Josh.
Oh, there's Josh.
Is that you?
So these first-person segments for the puzzles, you have to be really careful. Sometimes the
Josh, where are you going?
cursor will get stuck and you'll put in the wrong code, then you have to restart it, and it's really annoying. So slower the better right there, just to be safe.
Josh!
Then right there, I rolled forward just a little bit, so when the cutscene triggers, I'll be a little bit ahead after it finishes. You only do that a few times in the run. Anybody see the Silent Hill movie? Because they totally ripped off this scene from that. They also took a lot of things from the Silent Hill movie do come into this game, like the textures ripping off going into the nightmare world, the nurses, and even Pyramid Head. You know, Pyramid Head was like, he was a buff dude in the movie. He's a buff dude in this game too. Alright, here's the first enemy in the game. We're not even gonna fight her, because that's boring. Why would we do that? Why would we do that when we just run away? That's supposed to be like the melee tutorial. But since this is New Game Plus, we are going to be using the laser pistol the whole time. The laser pistol is an item that you get after doing the UFO ending. That's infinite ammo, and it does a lot of damage. You saw right there, the nurse was actually hitting me, but during certain instances, like after I cut through the wall, you have iframes, and even when you start going into like a little crevice like that, you will also have iframes. Alright, here we have the swarm. These guys latch on to Alex slowly and start slowly draining his health. There'll be like a little reticule that'll come up and be like, "Hey, mash this button to get him off." But that takes time, and we're not going to do that. So we're going to try and not get any attached to us. Which looks like we're going to have at least one, which is fine. The health drain isn't too bad when you have one. When you have like 2 or 3, it can be pretty significant. So instead of like mashing the button to get him off, we're actually just going to drop down, and the second Alex hits the ground, the bug will just explode. So it won't stop us from moving forward. I also forgot to mention that we won't be doing any clipping until about 8 minutes into the run. We don't get the pistol until then. Hey, it's that man that got cut in half. Alrighty, use this key on this door. Bada boom. What's really cool about menuing in this game, once you highlight something, instead of like hitting A to select it, you just kind of let go of the left bumper.
Joshua, is that you?
So this is the first instance that we have a conversation, like dialogue choice.
I want my toy.
So right here I'm just mashing Y. Y is the shorter of the text, that, or shorter of the choices in terms of dialogue.
They lied.
Is there anything I can do?
So if I were to pick the opposite one, we would actually lose time.
I want my toy.
I haven't seen any toys around here.
Guess you're not my friend.
Nah, dog, I'm your brother. Why should I even get you this toy?
I'll go see if I can find it.
Alright. So like I said, it's kind of dark. I'll turn on the flashlight for you guys. I'm probably going to go ahead and pick up the flashlight anyway, even though really don't have to. Just so you guys can see this game a little bit better. Because it does get pretty dark. Here's an example where mashing the button too fast can kill you. The game will stop registering inputs if you go too quick. And Alex will get his arm torn off. Oh, I know that rabbit from somewhere. I can't remember, though. It's like he was in another game. It's like he shouldn't be here. Hey, bug friend. So just like jumping off a ledge to blow up the swarm, if we go into a cutscene, he'll blow up too, so... Again, not having to waste time pulling the bug off to get rid of him. Alrighty. Now we got another unskippable cutscene here. I think there's only... I don't think there's any more after this, until the very end of the game. So this area is actually Alchemilla, the hospital from like Silent Hill 1. They just kind of use it as a tutorial stage. Unlike most Silent Hill games, this game doesn't immediately put you in Silent Hill. You're in Shepherd's Glen. It's like a town right next to Silent Hill. I swear, when he's pushing the button right there, he's pushing the stop button. He doesn't push the floor button again. Ooh, what's that spooky noise? Extreme close-up. God, I hope I don't get jump scared. I'd be very sad if that were... Ah! Hey, look, it's Travis Grady.
Bad dream.
He's from Silent Hill Origins. This man, Travis Grady, will still drive on these roads near Silent Hill. He doesn't care. He's experienced horror. He experienced his own personal hell. He has nothing to worry about anymore. Dude's a man. Alrighty, now we're in Shepherd's Glen. Still got our knife. We pulled the knife out of the nightmare world for some reason. This man just walks down the street with a knife when he gets home. Like, he's that concerned. Also, this song is like one of the best songs in the game. The soundtrack in general for this game is phenomenal. What's funny right there is if you press start to skip that little cutscene too soon, you'll skip it and pause the game at the same time. So you have to like back out of pause. Alright, this is where the game gets really fun.
Hello?
We are going to be
Hello?
introduced to our first clip.
Huh, that's strange.
So that door right there, you need a key in order to get into that door. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and grab the flashlight for you guys so you can kind of see some of the clips. But instead of getting a key, we're going to clip through the door. So I'm going to do the clip and then I'll kind of explain how it works. Because this clip is a little difficult. That might work. Nah, okay. When Alex gets kind of propelled into the ceiling right there, it makes it way harder to do the clip. What you're wanting is Alex to clip right through the door. Just like that. So it's going to slowly pull us through. And there we go. And just like that, 60% of the game is done. And what's really crazy about this game, since we're going through this load door, the game is checking our inventory. And it notices that we don't have certain items. We now have... Oh, is it not here? I guess it's after the cutscene when we go to the nightmare house. I could have sworn it was right there. That's fine. But pretty much what the game does is... checks everything in our inventory to see if we have everything. And if we don't have everything in our inventory, the game will automatically give it to you. So right now we don't have the shotgun, the axe, the pipe, a lot of items. But the game is going to give them to us in a little bit. So right here, instead of going back to that load door, we're just going to clip through the wall right there and then fall through the ceiling. Or fall through the floor, per se. Alright, now we're in the nightmare house. So, kind of give like a brief explanation of why clipping works. When Alex goes to aim, he actually moves forward, see? He slowly moves forward. So what you're doing is you're actually moving forward into like the wall itself. And a lot of walls don't have a lot of collision detection, so it allows you to like slide right into them. And as you're going through the wall, the wall actually push you out onto the other side once you get far enough in. So like for example right here, we get far enough into it, it'll push us out. Instead of like going all the way around, going downstairs, we can just clip right there to the bottom part of the map. Kill this guy so he doesn't jump on us. So the Shepherd House, the Nightmare Shepherd House, is our main objective is we're doing like 4 puzzles to open up this door. Really easy puzzles, pretty much putting like masks on the body, putting medals on a jacket, really easy stuff. There's the first really spooky enemy, that's a schism. Hammerhead, axe, shark thingies. Those enemies can actually be really scary casually. They do have a one-hit kill. Alrighty, now we go upstairs, go to the attic. We pretty much have clips everywhere in the game except for the beginning part. So, you're going to see a lot of sequence breaking. Alrighty, go ahead and grab this medal. So, after we do this medal puzzle, instead of going through here, waking up all these enemies, we're actually just going to do a clip, and we're going to fall right on the stairs. Alright. There we go. So this is the attic. We could do the clip right there like we did earlier, but this is actually a better spot to clip. That's 2 puzzles down. This area is really, really fast. That's for sure. Especially with the clips. We'll be doing a clip for this puzzle. Or after this puzzle, we'll just be walking back downstairs a lot quicker. 2:06. It's a very, very important time in this game. Play the game, you'll find out why. Alrighty. But as you saw, as I was switching weapons, I have the shotgun, I have the regular pistol, I have the axe, I have the pipe. So, it's really crazy that doing all these little, doing all these clips to do large sequence breaks, and the game doesn't bug out. It's like, well, okay, why doesn't he have this? Why is he here, like, so soon? The game will actually just be like, oh, they don't have these items. Here you go, you should have these. It's really convenient, because especially when you're doing, like, New Game Plus, or not New Game Plus, like, any % New Game, oh, man. Like, not having to, like, pick up a shotgun, like, having to do it is awesome. You can do all the clips you want, because you don't have to worry about your inventory. Alright. Do that clip right there. Switch to the knife. That clip is actually important in 2 ways. We actually get to the very bottom really quick, and it actually will prevent an enemy from spawning. He is still gonna spawn, like, as we go back upstairs, but we won't have to... We technically don't have to, like, deal with them. We would have had to deal with them if we went down the stairs, though. And that's the Shepherd house. Easy peasy. Oh, there is another unskippable cutscene. This is the last one. I promise. So you can hear that enemy spawning, but guess what? Don't gotta worry about him. Run upstairs. Get out of here. So, just to kind of explain how much that first clip skipped. We skipped about, let me think, 2 or 3 dungeons, and we skipped 2 bosses. So, pretty much the whole section of you being in Shepherd's Glen is skipped. The only area that you do is coming to the house the first time, and then doing the Nightmare Shepherd house. Because after this, we're in Silent Hill already. Which is technically the later part of the game. Like I said, 60% into the game. So you're gonna, in a little bit, you're gonna be seeing a bunch of characters that you haven't been introduced to. We've got Wheeler, who's the town sheriff, conspiracy theorist. I'm gonna be doing the UFO ending for funsies, so you can kind of see that. That dude's a trip. We actually will be seeing him in a little bit. Then there's Elle, your childhood friend. The main reason that we're coming to Silent Hill right now is because Elle got captured by the Order. Fun fact, this is actually the first Silent Hill game to actually introduce human enemies. Like, not like, nurses are like human and the doctors in Silent Hill 1 were human, but like these guys are just like normal dudes in suits. That's like another thing they took from the Silent Hill movie. A lot of inspiration for this game was the Silent Hill movie. Alright, so right here, that cutscene was going to explain, oh hey, the penitentiary is, the gate's electrified, you can't get in. Instead of having to like go and do a bunch of stuff to turn off the electricity, we're just going to clip through a wall and go right inside. Like, when you do some of these clips, it almost feels like the developers, like, had this intentionally put in the game. Because it's too convenient. Alright, so right here, we're actually going to be doing a very specific kind of clip. We're going to start with the pistol to get the pull. We're going to look down and to the left, and then now we're stuck. So what we have to do is switch to the shotgun and slowly turn into the wall. When you have the shotgun out and you're aiming, it actually drastically changes Alex's hitbox, and it makes it a lot easier to get out of clips like that. There's actually a few where we actually have to do shotgun turns. So we have regular clipping, we got the shotgun terms with the clipping. There's going to be one more type of clip later on in the game, and it's called pillar climbing. And I'll explain that whenever we get to it. So it's actually really cool. But alright, we're in the penitentiary. For some reason, the order members actually had captured Wheeler, but for some reason they kept them. You know, they're like, oh, you can keep your walkie-talkie, that's good. They also let him keep his gun, which is even more hilarious. So, here come the order members. These guys take a couple of shots to the dome. Or one shot, that's right, one shot to the dome. I'm thinking regular pistol. We're on the mission to save Wheeler. Beat flop. Beat boot. Okay.
Good job. Now get me out of
All right, we're gonna have to fight a newer enemy. His name is the Siam.
Hey, nice work back there.
All right, he's dead. And right here, I'm actually rolling into the corner. I'm trying to get Alex a little bit farther ahead than what he's supposed to be.
Got it.
Because we're trying to get in front of Wheeler. It's definitely not going to happen. I did not get any movement. Getting in front of Wheeler before he jumps over this gap will save about 10 seconds, but it's really, really difficult to do. But the good thing is we do get one more chance to try to get in front of him. It'll be right after we pull this lever.
Oh, now that's gross.
Yeah, it is.
Alex, hit that switch.
We should be good. Alright, now we're in front of him. You kind of see his head bobbing because, like, the game's like, oh, he's not supposed to be in front of me. Let's see if I can set up this little funny cutscene thing.
Alex.
So Alex is supposed to be, like, talking to Wheeler right here. He's supposed to be in the room. He's supposed to be directly in front of Wheeler right here, but he's way, way to the left.
To the locked bars on the far side. Now get out of here.
That's because I, like, rolled out of the room. So the game, like, tries to position Alex where he's supposed to be, and it'll always mess it up.
Hang tight, Alex. Let me unlock it for you.
Alright, now we're at the penitentiary clips. Just 2 clips, not too difficult. First one's going to be right here. We're going to clip through this wall. We're actually going to be clipping through 2 walls. Just like that. Get on top of this table. This is skipping doing a wire puzzle and a bunch of other stuff. And also figuring out this code to get into this tunnel right here. So, your main objective is trying to get into that tunnel, but what's really crazy... If I can get the clip. Hopefully we don't get this one thing that can happen. Oh, I'm getting weird stuff. I'm going to reset that. You'd think, oh, it's just a fence. It wouldn't have a lot of hit detection. It does. Sometimes it's really weird.
All right, Wheeler. I made it.
All right.
I'm gonna look
So the
around.
game thinks we're actually in the tunnel right now. Also, if I would have fell in that gap, it would have triggered a cutscene with Alex talking to Wheeler about the code panel on the door. So, you don't want that to happen. You lose a lot of time if that happens. So the game thinks we're in the tunnel right now. Oh, by the way, there's also just a gun there for no reason. You can't get it. You try to go over there, you'll fall through the floor and die. So we're on top of the tunnel. The only thing we have to do is roll into this cutscene trigger over here. Alex is supposed to be looking at his mom on a torture device, but... Hey... Censorship right here. So we're gonna say we can't shoot her. Though the right decision is actually shooting her so she doesn't suffer. That's what Alex was supposed to be looking at, but since we did that clip, the game kind of bugs out a little bit. Alright, now we're in the Nightmare Penitentiary. This puzzle right here is one of the cooler ones in the game. The puzzles in this game are very lackluster, very, very easy. But this is definitely one of them that actually makes you think a little bit. Please back out, thank you. There's also a thing that can happen sometimes. It's a cutscene skipping glitch. If you just constantly mash start, if I was mashing start like crazy right here to skip the cutscene, Sometimes the game will glitch, and the screen will start to fade out, but the cutscene will never skip. You actually are locked watching the cutscene. So, for example, right there, if you did that glitch, you would lose 45 seconds. Forced to watch the cutscene.
I don't know, Wheeler, but we have to keep moving.
Alright, just moving right on along. About to get to what is technically the third boss in the game, Asphyxia. I won't spoil what she looks like, because it's, people are going to be like, oh, that looks familiar. Hey, Edward Scissorlegs, also known as Needlers. Do a little setup right here, because Wheeler's actually firing his gun. I just kind of move around him and shoot the other one. Get through the room as quick as possible. Alrighty, here comes Asphyxia. I'll go ahead and do the fight, then I'll kind of explain some of the things that can happen.
Judge Hall.
Hey, it's the human centipede. Oh, got grabbed. That's all good. If you don't mash right there, you will die. There we go. That's the fight. Whoa. Okay. So there's a few things that can happen right there. I can keep shooting her. If she starts to stutter, that means I can just keep firing until she dies. She'll skip. All of her phases will get skipped. If I keep shooting her and she stops and then she wiggles, that means she's in her second phase and she's always going to go for those grabs, like the one that she did to me. And then third, if I keep shooting her and then she starts gargling like this black mist, she's going to scream at you. And that's kind of like the worst pattern to get. But what's really crazy is this game actually predated the Human Centipede. That was a completely original design on Homecoming's part, so good on them. Those are Smogs, also known as Don't Fight Those, because they're scary and very, very, very difficult to fight. Alright, now we're at the church. This is where the clips in the game get very, very difficult. It might look easy what I'm doing, like getting these clips. It's really hard, man. It takes a long time to master. But these next three clips specifically are some of the hardest in the game. This is the area where runs usually die. Alright. So like most of the areas, we're going to be clipping just to skip puzzles and a bunch of other stuff. Skip fighting enemies. So that's the first clip. Definitely the easiest clip of this area. So there's L. You saw Alex talking into his invisible walkie-talkie. He doesn't have the walkie-talkie for some reason. And we got this clip right here. We got that really quick. This one's really finicky. You can get stuck in the wall, but usually this setup I do, it usually works, but sometimes the game is really mean. And it looks like the game's going to be mean today, which is fine. We got backups. Got backups to get out of this wall. Just like that. We out of there. And now we have the dreaded Church 3. This one, just depending how the game feels that day, you'll get this clip. You may not get it for like 20 minutes. You might get it in 5 seconds. So we're trying to get pushed basically into the center right there. It's being mean today. I can't even get the pull. All right, let's see if we get it. Like I said, this clip is very, very finicky sometimes. Ooh, that looks better. That's way better. Yeah, there we go. So we fall to the floor right there, and now we're walking on air. So right there, you kind of heard like these chains went up for the barbed wire. That's actually a spot where we talk to Alex's dad. He's like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry for being a terrible father." That's all story stuff. We don't need to. We're not worried about the story. Watching the story wastes time. We're trying to go fast here. There is a very important part, just like kind of similar to where we were talking to Alex's mom. We decided not to shoot her, which is actually the bad choice. there's a spot in the church where we're supposed to talk to Alex's dad, and we're supposed to forgive him or not to forgive him. And since we skipped it, the game automatically picks to not forgive him. So now we're on pace to have actually the bad ending in the game. But we have one more choice we have to make. And that's to save Wheeler or not to save Wheeler. And that's going to either decide if we get the bad ending or the UFO ending. Alright, this is the last area in the game. Also, got some hostile vibes right here. He's just going away at his leg, man. So coming up is my favorite line in the game. And it's pure beauty. Right after this. Yeah, buddy.
It's finished.
So that was Judge Holloway. She did bad things. There you go. The bad thing is, besides having a hole in her leg, though it seems Alex does not care, we don't have her items. So we gotta go all the way in here, grab this lowly pistol so we can start clipping again. But first things first, we gotta get rid of these guys. These guys are gonna get in our way and it's gonna be annoying. So he's dead. Oop, missed that shot. Go. It's the first instance you're gonna kind of see me do melees. So we got two more right here. Since I missed a shot, I'm gonna have to melee one of these guys. Actually, since I already have the knife out, I'm gonna go ahead and just melee him. What's really scary in this game is that if an enemy starts hitting you, you can get stun locked. Like, it's really hard to get out. So we got one more guy to kill right here, and then we have 3 more clips in this area. So this one is the pillar climb that I was talking about earlier. When you clip into pillars, instead of like going through the wall, as you can see, it's actually climbing me up into the ceiling. And if we get the right kind of pull, it will actually clip in, through the ceiling. So instead of like in this area, we're supposed to go save Elle from this guy named Curtis. Get a key so we can get into a room so we can get our items back. Instead of doing that mess, we're just gonna pillar climb right here if we can get it. Like I said, these last few clips can be a little tricky. There we go. And then we need to get over to the other side of the next room, so we're gonna do a thing called pistol walking. All thing you do is you hit the L trigger very briefly to move forward, because like I said, when you aim, Alex moves forward. So we're in a situation where we can't move with the left stick, we can pistol walk. So now we got our items back. I'm gonna clip through this wall right here and do another shotgun turn to help us get out. That is not the shotgun. That is the shotgun. Gotta be really slow with this one, just to guarantee you get the pull. And then one right here. I guess I'll show this off really quick. We're supposed to have Elle right here to get through this area, but we don't have her, so the game doesn't load anything. We're actually supposed to go through that door right there to get to Wheeler, but since we can't, we clip through this wall to trigger the cutscene. Like so. Can't see him, you still can't see anything. We're gonna go ahead and give him the med kit, because Wheeler's a good guy. And right here, we're just trying to find the door to get out. Where am I at? Okay, I should be... There we go. It's right there. Skip that cutscene and just kind of walk through this room. Now everything should be loaded again. It's crazy that the game doesn't just crash. It keeps on going. It makes it really unique. So we're at the last clip in the game. I'm just going to show you right here. We would have to do this puzzle to open up the last door, and we'd have to get that eye at the very bottom all the way back around to the right. And it takes forever. So instead of doing that, we can actually clip through this wall. But this is hands down the hardest clip in the game. It's really difficult to set up, and it's definitely one of the main clips you would be practicing the most if you speedrun the game. Alright, so we're in the door. Kind of wait for the screen to stop shaking. Hopefully it won't shake again. And we got a pull. That's really good. We actually got that really fast, which is really awesome. So we just gotta kind of wait. It's slow, but we're gonna get in there. Doing that clip really quick first try will actually save a minute and a half. Almost there. There we go. All right, and now we're at the final boss, Amnion. Since we do have the laser pistol, the fight is really easy. Boss has 2 phases, so kapow, kapow. 2 shots for first phase, 2 shots for second phase. Also, this boss is a metaphor, don't worry about it. Boss is 100% a metaphor. Kapow, and kapow. And there we go. That's Silent Hill Homecoming 80% New Game Plus. It was Josh all along! Fun fact, your brother was dead the whole time. That's the only spoiler you get out of me. So, a lot of people may be thinking, oh man, the laser pistol's broken and it makes the boss fights not fun. Like, why is this one of the more popular categories? Like, it's not about fighting the enemies in this game. It's about the clipping. It's about how quick you can do the clips. You definitely can do any percent new game. You would still do... You do a few things differently, but you still only fight Asphyxia and Amnion. Those boss fights are fun with regular weapons. You do have to melee, you do have to, like, use the shotgun. We actually pick up the enhanced shotgun, you pick up the rifle. There are large differences in the run, for sure. But in the new game routes usually focus on, you know, the clips as well as getting good boss fights. But so you have 80% new game, 80% new game plus, and then you have All Bosses New Game Plus. All Bosses New Game Plus is an incredible run, a lot of unique different clips. You get to see more of the game, but you still get to see it be done really quick. Beating all the bosses in the game is about like an hour speed run. It's an awesome run. All right, so we did the choices to get the UFO ending. I'll just let this play out for you guys. I will say, not the best UFO ending in the series. But you do get to see Elle for the first time.
That's where they've been taking everybody. I knew it!
Oh my goodness. Also, you kind of saw the wounds on Wheeler. If you could have seen him in the game, let me just tell you, a med kit wouldn't have helped that man. The man had like 8 knives stuck into him. And Alex had the brilliant idea of taking the knives out and helping him that way. But there you go, everybody. Silent Hill Homecoming 80% New Game Plus. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you in my next submission. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it.